important. You mentioned to me something before also about what we're doing now. We're doing a Zoom interview,
Yes.
which everybody's used to learning now, and meetings on Zoom.
Yes.
But you mentioned to me something about the transition period that's going to happen, hopefully next spring, between working on Zoom and going back to working live or face-to-face.
Right.
What was it you said to me that I thought was really important about that?
Well, what I have experienced, we all had to learn, and you were very helpful as well in giving tips for that. But in the past 6 months or so, we all had to learn how to present ourselves well online. And even like I was mentioning, even your posture online is important, how you use your hands and so on. So I think we are now familiar how to do that. But I had an experience this week in which I was actually going to talk on Wednesday to a very important group of people, of highly professional and academic and different leaders of community. It was a special small gathering because we're still social distancing, but it was a very key event. And I had to pause for a moment and think, oh my goodness, I haven't talked to people face to face for 6 months. And I think that's where the book is another good tool, because all of us will go back to sometimes meeting with larger crowds. Eventually, I will start meeting with my students as well. How do you do that? How do you go back? How do you transition back? And I think this is going to be a key thing to be able to approach and develop and regain what you lost. Because when you exercise, for example, and you stop for 6 months, it's a little bit hard to go back and start jogging and all again. It's the same thing with your presentation skills. When you transition back, there will be that initial, like I was on Wednesday, I went, oh my. And you have to remember what you have learned from Sarah, and you go out there and you begin transitioning back and regaining the skills that perhaps were dormant for about 6 months or so or more. And I think it is this combination, because I don't think life will be ever the same. I think we're still going to be using a lot of Zoom, which is great because of the international scope, but we're also going to have those other opportunities face to face. We need to do well in both. You cannot perform well in one and then people, you go face to face and you can not present yourself. So it's being skillful in both that will really make you as a professional and as a actor.